When it's all been said and done, the village square is where we all belong. It is where our voices are heard. One village, many voices. From the stables of Tech and Peace Desk comes the Village Square radio meeting, supported by Church in Action, Netherlands. Village Square, local issues with global perspectives. Join us on Highland 101.5 FM Jaws every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Let's meet at the Village Square.
Welcome to another Tuesday. Today being the 14th day of September, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Village Square, and I say another big welcome. Village Square is your result-oriented and solution-driven program, a program where we talk local issues with global perspective. And as you know, Village Square is brought to you by Tech and Peace Desk with support from with support from Church in Action, Netherlands. Today is going to be a very interesting day. We are going to have a very interesting topic to talk about, to discuss. And as you know, we'll talk about local issues with global perspectives. We're going to talk about this issue locally, and we'll look at the global perspective of it. How is it done outside? How is it done in the global world? And then how can we improve our own village? My people, I say, Vuna, welcome. Make una grab your chair, sit down, listen to this program, because this program now on our own program, and you will be part of this conversation. Later we'll open the phone lines and we'll talk. Meanwhile, I have guests who I'll be expecting them. They're on their way. Before they come, we shall continue the program. Today we shall be looking at violent conflict and the effect it has on our economy. I can tell you that it is not funny. As I don't talk this one now, somebody's ear don't they itch am. It be like say I don't pinch waiting they do somebody. As I talk economy, we now know say this economy no funny at all. But what we want to talk about is violent conflict. This conflict, how it take affect market, how it take affect business, how it take affect us. Even you when they do market, how it take affect you. You know, as you live your life now, you know, say things don't change, the economy don't change, you know, they favor anybody. Now we want to talk about them. Now this violence take cause them, now waiting cause them, how we fit change the situation. Now waiting we want talk about today. And as I don't talk since when I hear my voice, when I know say na village headmistress. My name is Gloria Pa. I am your village headmistress, and I'll be the host for your program today. So do ensure to stay tuned as we continue this program. Let's take a short breather. When we come back, the show continues.
When it's all being said and done, the Village Square is where we all belong. It is where our voices are heard. One village, many voices. From the stables of Tech and Peace Desk comes the Village Square radio meeting supported by Church in Action, Netherlands. Village Square, local issues with global perspective. Join us on Highland 101.5 FM Jaws every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Let's meet at the Village Square.
welcome back. This is Village Square. We'll be talking about, as I said earlier, violent conflict and the effect it has on our economy. Now, decades long ago, conflict in Plateau State has devastated both local and interstate traders drastically. It has reduced their economic activities, and for a state like Plateau, where we boast of our agricultural activities, we can see that conflict has impeded the market development. Our economic growth has drastically reduced. Our activities, our socio-economic activities has reduced. Our productivity has reduced, and as a result of that, it has caused poverty. It has drawn the line now between the rich and the poor, and we see the poor getting poorer, and then I wouldn't say the rich are getting richer anyways, but here in the village we talk about our voices. We go down to the grassroots. We look at issues that concerns us. Now we know that this conflict has caused issues, has caused problems, has caused the margin in poverty has drastically reduced. Now, what is the problem? Why are we going round and round and round this vicious cycle of conflict? Why can't we address this issue? Why? What are the impediments? What are the problems? All those questions. Why is it so? What can we do to redeem this problem? What can we do to salvage this issue? How can we better our lives? Now, this is what we shall be talking about. Now, if we recall the recent uprising in Jos, we could recall that there were curfews, 24-hour curfews in some part of the state, and then we had the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. curfews, and we know that curfew has caused a lot. It has cost us our economic growth, and that is what we'll be talking about. Why do we allow this conflict to affect us this much? You know that I was having a conversation with some market people, and they were complaining. They said, like for me, I have to go to the market on a daily basis. It is when I go to the market, I sell, and then I get what to buy, and I come and I feed my family. Now with the curfew or with the conflict, I can't do that. And I'm asking, why do we allow ourselves to get there? What can we do to salvage this situation? Now with this conflict, we know that there are places that, okay, this place I cannot go because of a certain sect of people are there, so I cannot go and do my market there. I have to go and do my market at this place where I feel is favorable to me. Why is it so? And we know all of this have caused problems, it has brought a drastic reduction in our growth, our development, and our economy. Now, if our economy is not good, you will find it difficult to feed. If your economy is not good, you find it difficult to even pay your house rent. You find it difficult to cater for your children. God forbid, if your child is sick or you fall sick, you need money to take the child to the hospital. You need money to feed your child. You need money to pay your house rent. You need money for basic amenities, for water, for light bills, and the rest and the likes. Now, all of this is bordered around our economy, and then we have this issue of conflict staring at us. What can we do to salvage the situation? Now, aside that, let's take a look at our social interaction. When you go to the market, it's not just a buyer and a seller that is there. There's a relationship. We know that there are actors in this market. We have the farmer, we have the Dilali. I'm sure you understand what Dilali is. That those are the middlemen, those that will buy from the farmer and bring to the market. We have the revenue collectors. We have the market people themselves, those hawking. We have the retailers, the wholesale, and then we have the customer, who is very, very important. Then we have people who take revenue. Now, there's a relationship that goes on between these people, these actors, and when there's conflict, this relationship is hampered with, there's no more relationship. And why is it so? We'll be looking at these questions. We'll be asking ourselves hard questions. We'll ask ourselves, why has it become like this? what is the way forward. Then, back then, I knew that you could just go to the market and buy anything you want to buy from whosoever, as long as you're getting satisfied, your services are met, no problem. But now, reverse is the case. We know that due to this conflict, the recent conflict that erupted, we heard of other markets opening, and it has affected us, whether we like it or not. Our economy, our social relationship has been affected because you have to go to another market. Imagine the market you felt comfortable with, maybe a mile from your house. You could just go there, get what you want to get. But because of conflict now, you don't go there. You have to go somewhere else, the end of another of the town to get what you need. So you look at the time spent to go all the way to another market. Then you look at the resources, because you will not just trek. You might have to board a keke or a taxi to transport yourself there. Now we can see that it has caused a lot of damage to us. These are the things we shall be talking about. Why is it so? Why have we allowed the issue, or why have we allowed conflict to hamper with our lives, hamper with our livelihood, hamper with our relationship? Why have we allowed it like that? Why is it so? What can we do to salvage this situation? What can we do to change this situation, or change this narrative, if I may say? These are questions that we really, really, really need to answer. Now, the first thing I would like to talk about is, how has conflict affected the market now? You would agree with me that conflict has affected the market. I am telling you, if you are listening to me, in fact, make I talk like this: conflict don't change situation for market, so they fear. Person they fear. First of all, if you want go market, you go reason and say, this person na my person, I be na their person. And I don't know where this ideology came from. We are all one. We are all in Plateau. And I know Plateau is a home of peace and tourism. Plateau accommodates people from different tribes, ethnicity, and you go to the market, it's a place of interaction. I have made friends from just meeting in the market. I know like 3 or 4 friends that I have made. We went to a shop, we met there, we got talking, we exchanged numbers, and I can tell you that we are still friends till today. I have plenty customers that I just, from the comfort of my home, I can just call them and tell them, I want this, I want that, and this and this and that, and then they even go out of their way to supply me with what I need. That was how market was before. And then you're asking today, how is it? Now the same person, you could call and tell him, this is what I need. Maybe I need onions, I need tomatoes and stuff like that. And then that person will go out of his way and bring it to your house, or get a place where you meet, and then he gives you. Today it's not like that, because the person is scared. Kai, I feel enter that area, I feel go give this person. What go happen if I carry my leg, go give this person this thing where in they ask? And that person's business is gradually deteriorating. The business don't they fall small, and we don't know. Now the problem where we enter now part of the effect of conflict. Somebody go say this conflict where we talk about, where they affect market, say na Batangari they cause them. If na Batangari they cause them, we get officials, we get market union. How will they take fish out this Batangari where they cause these issues? Even we be say now we na market people, ordinary market people. Nobody ordinary. You go say, me na just petty trader, me na just trader. They carry my thing, put for head, they hawk my my commodity. Me I no fit shout, I no get. You get to it worry you, it concern you, because if you see any Batangari, or you see person where they act funny, where go spoil market, the only thing where you go do now to just go report to union. I know say union they very effective, they work. Go tell union, say union, no, I see some people I no understand their move. These people they fit spoil market, or they want spoil market, or anyhow you see them, you just report. Union know how they go take carry the matter fish out these people, and you see market go dey smooth for everybody. So wetin I dey say now, the relationship for before, e no dey the same like now. But we go say because e don spoil, we no go repair am. No, we go repair am, we go fix am. So how we wan take fix am now? Wetin be the strategy wey we go use fix this this issue, this problem? We go open our phone lines very early today because na conversation wey all of us go chook mouth inside, talk, say see how market dey before, conflict don come change am, see how market dey now, then see how we go take make correction, see how we go take correct this issue. We get call. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from TT&T Junction.
Sadiq, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Actually, you have bring a very, very important topic, the effect of this crisis on economic in our state, which is very, very rare. When we check at the time of this lockdown, we check that a bread that was sold 150 naira in your community will be sold 200 naira immediately. And coming back to the market now, the cost of price that you are used to buy in your market that you normally used to go, it will change from the market you will change because of this effect of this crisis. And that one now will make the commodity to be very, very high, which will now back to the people at the grassroots, which is not supposed to be. And we the people, we are the one that's supposed to stand on our own, because we know that this bad one among us, they are few. They are not much like the good ones. And the problem is that we are seeing these bad ones before they will act the crime. And we will keep quiet. And when they act the crime, we're now thinking that because it is our language or it's our religion or because it's our tribe, but it will affect us directly or indirectly.
True.
That's to say that everybody has a role to play in this issue of bringing out any bad crimes among us in the society. Because if you see anything, you must talk, you must report it to the necessary society or report it to the necessary forces or security, that they will now take law into not take law into your own hand. And lastly, the government has a very, very vital role to play, and the regional leaders, to bring peace back to our community and even back to our market. Because you see that those markets that have been abandoned, let the government repair the market so that both the Muslims and Christians should join hands there and to do their business there, and it will bring peace there. But if you are abandoning a place of business because of the problem, that means it's going to affect our economic direct or indirectly. Example like Terminus Market now, it's supposed to be rebuilt. If it is rebuilt, it's a very large market all over Africa. And it will increase the internal generated revenue of Plateau State. It's something that the government have to do. And all like this Farangada market that all these tomatoes are used to there, let the government supply security there so that both the Muslims and Christians should do their business there. And it will increase the internal generated revenue of the state government. Thank you very much. God bless you for the good work.
Thank you very much, Sadiq, for that conversation. Thank you so much. I think we
Hello, good morning, village headmistress.
Good morning, Radio
Now,
Mama.
Radio Mama, they talk from, Radio Mama, I don't know, they talk from Rantia.
Thank you very much, Radio Mama.
I salute you. You don't hear me, so?
I dey hear you, Radio Mama.
Okay, very good topic, and I like how you they talk for that place. The whole thing where you they talk, make village people they hear.
Thank you.
Violent conflict, it don't cause a lot of bagel for the economy. And the problem they say, now, since after that 2001, and why the thing still there till now? Now because with the Panabita, you know, say get how you go Panabita, you know, see Panabita again. You go find how to take care of that car. Maybe you go buy new engine, buy new car. So now be the problem we get for Plateau State now. Farmers no fit go farm because they fear say they go kill them for inside that farm. That one don't lead to increase of food price. And that one don't affect other services too, because people when they do those services go buy food, so they go increase their services so that they fit buy the high cost of food. So the solution, the way forward, make them ranch the cows Make the government, they bold enough, get the political will, implement ranching, make the ranch the cows. How they go do them, I don't know, but make sure they ban open grazing. So make we at least come up from that way of attacking farmland or destroying crops. Then another one, the judicial panel of inquiries. I don't count about it. More than 12. It's around 12 or 13. Where they don't do the implementation, recommendation. Not even one. They don't know. No, they don't never implement any one. Now, here the other day say they want to do another panel again. Make they look into the problem. What happened? This one. What happened just yesterday? Make they no get ahead. What we need now, implementation and restoration committee or whatever or summit. Then justice. If justice no day, if it get peace. They know they preach. They don't only preach peace. You will preach peace and back it up with justice. Now, so we do. But make we, as individuals, make we try our own best.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. My name is Azit Taylor. I'm calling from Congo.
Azit Taylor, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate your warmth here. God bless you.
Amen.
This company, honestly, affect me in one way and the other, because my customers, they are students. You see, this school that they go on emergency break, honestly, will affect my work because I lost them. You understand? I'm at home now because even though I have a fever, honestly, I've been down with fever, but honestly, after this incident happened, honestly, after this 24-hour coffee that we experienced last time, I see the conference will affect my work, honestly, because I've been not seeing my customer like this before. So I want to call each of every one of us, let us live and peace with one another. Let us respect each other, because God creates us with purpose. You cannot kill your brother or your sister and then you say you survive. You will face the consequences of it. So let us try and live peace with order, honestly, because violence is not good. Because I'm a victim of 2001. Honestly, I experienced violence is not good. Crisis is not good at all. I can never pray to experience this last crisis that's happening again. I pray that God will expose bad elements among us, so that God will give them touch their heart, so that to let them to be asked for forgiveness, to repent, so that we will live in peace and Plateau State and Nigeria. Like God bless you, God bless all the listeners. Do you have a nice day? That's my own continuation.
Thank you very much, Azit Taylor. All right, I think we lost that call. Thank you very much, Azit Taylor.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Please, can you move away from your radio set?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
My name is Papa Fongera.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Problem of this issue they talk. Now that's two people who don't know anything. We don't know. Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah,
now the problem of this issue,
yes.
government don't leave stupid children where they fall listen. If it's that time where they catch that children, government if he enter the station of black people no go past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if people come back again.
Hello? All right. I think we lost that call. Please call us back in. Hello?
Hello?
Please, can you move away from your radio set?
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank God for this message.
Hello?
The something I want to highlight is this.
Okay.
The problem is on hidden motive. Hidden motive. If the hidden motive are bad, there is no way it will give back to things that will profit us. They should advise people to change their motive. What kind of motive are they having towards jobs? What kind of motive? Forget about what they are flashing on the air. What is their hidden motive?
All right, I think we lost that call. However, we are talking about the effect of conflict on our economy. That's what we are talking about, and we are looking out for solutions to these problems. Hello.
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 Yeah. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Please, who am I on to?
My name is Samuel from Angudi.
Samuel from Angudi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead. Hello, Samuel. All right, we seem to be losing our calls. Please do call us back. Let's have your contributions. Now, we spoke about the effect of conflict, and let me go back to our callers. As Taylor said, most of his customers are students. Now we can see that when this conflict came up, a lot of students were evacuated, and then you can imagine the activities, the economic activities that happens around his vicinity, his environment, where he lives, where students are dominant. Now, you can imagine that is for Azitelo. And then for the petty trader who sells kunu, that is patronized by the students, the trader who sells snack, maybe donuts, chin-chin, and students patronize them. The meshai who makes shai, who prepares indomie, and students patronize them. Now students are evacuated. Students are not in the hostels. What happens to those traders? You can imagine the effect it has. If these people have to trade, depend on what they prepare or cook or produce for students to take, and then they get their money, and then they feed their families. Now, what have you done? What's their state now? These are the effects we are looking at. What are we clamoring for? What are we begging for? I think the overall thing what we are begging for is peace, because conflict has no, and I say it no with all courage, that it has no profit to anybody. I dare to say that even those who are involved, the actors involved in this conflict, they will also come back and save us and have the same issue of this the same effect of this conflict, because they might at one point or the other demand something from the stores, and the stores are locked. Or they might at one point or the other want to take water, as common as water might be, but because there's a curfew, nobody's hawking water, no shop is open. So where do you get water to drink? Save water to drink. So these are the effects we are talking about. These are the effects we are looking at. Now, for somebody who has to travel from one point of town to another point just to go and get, just as Augustine said, that they are saying, no, this market is for this particular group of people, that market, it has never been so. I remember when the Terminus market was functional, you would see people, Nigerians, foreigners, people will come by, do their transaction and go, and it was a bubbling place. It was as little as I was then, I was always excited if I hear my mom say, okay, get ready, we are going to the market today. It was something to behold, you know. The market was a pleasant place. You see interaction, you see people coming in and going out, people smiling, you know. Exchange of goods and services are made. And now, where are we? Where have we taken ourselves to? Are we supposed to be developing? Are we supposed to be growing? Or are we supposed to be stagnant or deteriorating? which one are we in for? Now, which one we dey? We suppose don't move. We suppose don't grow. We suppose don't they smile, say, I they do business, so, and this business, they help me, I they pay school fees, my children, I they cater for my children, I they cater for my family, my wife, I feel support my parents, I feel support person where they in need, but reverse is the case. We shall take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation. Let's take this short break.
When it's all been said and done, the village square is where we all belong. It is where our voices are heard. One village, many voices. From the stables of Tech and Peace Desk comes the Village Square radio meeting, supported by Church in Action, Netherlands. Village Square, local issues with global perspectives. Join us on Highland 101.5 FM Jaws every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Let's meet at the Village Square.
Village Square we dey, and we still dey talk about the effect of conflict on our economy, and we can narrow am to our market, because na grassroots we dey, na grassroots matter we dey try talk about. And I say make una feel free call, make we hear wetin you guys to say, wetin you have to say. Now about this issue wey we dey talk about, this market issue wey we dey talk about, how conflict don't take destabilize our market. We know say for this market, e get people wey like these petty traders wey they trade, they go meet the wholesalers, come collect things for credit. Make I give example of one woman where I see her, I can ask her, say, why you carry this plenty yam for head? How you take they do am? She say, how did they do am? Now say they go, if they go give them the yam, they go give them on credit. If they give them, they go come hawk am, or if they sell and then they go pay that money where they give them. Then the gain where they make na their own. Then they go collect another one again. Now so they go hawk am. Then if they pay, if they sell them, they'll come back pay. Now so they make their own small gain on top of. Now where this conflict can enter, we be say things don't change. One effect of this conflict now trust. Trust is broken. There is no more trust. Now you imagine the woman that will just go and collect whatever she needs to collect, whether as little as atili is, atili na olives, as atili day, or granite, or yams, or plantain, or cucumber, or garden egg na yellow. They go sell and come back, pay the uwarkudi as they talk am, then keep the interest. Now as trust no dey, nobody to give them. You see, say that woman, her business don't crash with that. And that is the effect of conflict where we dey talk about. So trust has been abused, if I would say that. There's no more trust between the trader, there's no more trust between the farmer, there's no more trust between the middleman, there's no more trust between even the revenue collector. The revenue collector that can situation. As I said, before the conflict, credit was given. You can just go, they will give you whatever you need on credit. But now they are reluctant about it. They are so reluctant, they don't want to they don't want to give any credit. So these are the issues that we have been talking about. I think my guest just came in, even though we have limited time, but we'll have you just say a word or two concerning the effect of conflict, as we have been talking about. I learned that they had a little bit of challenge locating the place, but however, I think before they go, we'll just hear one or two things they have to say. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
You're the market chairman for Faringada. My listener, we brought we went to another market previously, that's from the building materials, and we had a conversation with them. Today we have those from the Faringada market, and then we have the chairman here who will introduce himself briefly, and then we'll just wrap up the conversation.
Good afternoon. My name is Nasiru Sani. I'm in Lanon, this Unity Tomatoes Market, Faringada.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bashir Awal Abubakar. I'm Faringada Market.
All right, thank you very much. You're very welcome. Time is against us, but however, we'll just have you say something, Mr. Chairman. Now, we've had issues of conflict, Anji Mamuji, Anrufe Kaswa, Ambude Kaswa, Anagudu, Hakanan. How has it affected the market? This conflict that we are talking about.
Yeah, the conflict affected the market as well as the environment we are living. That's why the fact, as a human being, there's no any benefit for one personally to say I benefit by killing somebody or destroying the property of human being. We are equal before God. We know that we live together, we've grown up together, right from the word go. The religions has been existing. Our elders has been translating the Quran as well as the Bible. And the Christians live together in peace, and due to that, we irritated the religion. So that's why the fact the crisis or not is how will I put it? Is bring the market or the entire nation or the state to come down, because no any state, no any place can develop without marketing.
So, Madam Bashir, crisis in a conflict in the ake ta samu kwanan baya akai ya ne ya affecting kasuwanci. What can you say about it? Ya kasuwanci yanzu?
It was very bad. Very, very bad. Because every person has bought his things, he's falling, he's destroying, there's not any benefit. Everybody, no matter how you buy a little, if people they are running, they are going to throw it away. Come on, nobody is going to assist.
Alright. So, just lastly, Kafumutefi, Chairman, what do you intend to do how do you intend to bring a solution to this problem?
That's why the fact, as a leader in tomatoes, Lanon Tomatoes Market, I'm doing one or two things. I organize a market security. Even though they are there, I put more emphasis on it. And I need the government assistance to assist me with one or two advice how to bring people around. And as well as we have the number of people operating the market as of now.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We are so sorry.